Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Craig Burley with us here in the studio. Frank Leboeuf also joins us, as does Shaka. Shaka, is the beard returning? What's going on?
No.
Frank,
Haven't shaved for a couple of days, Dan, that's all.
Have you ever heard anything so stupid that you play all year and win the league in Mexico and you battle it out and then at the end of the season, you haven't won the league?
Well, I've heard about it in Mexico many years ago, Craig. That's about it.
Chiellini said it should be introduced in Italy as well, the playoffs.
Craig, I think in rugby in France, when you win the championship, you don't win the championship. You have the playoffs as well.
There you go.
I think.
Frank, I'm not talking about rugby.
I think.
No, I get what you mean, but why? But this,
I don't know. Maybe.
No, the whole premise. The whole premise of playing those games is the best team over the year comes out on top.
Right.
Not then to be going, let's let the team who are 20 points behind, who made the playoffs, win.
Right.
They're now the champions. No, they're not.
Okay.
Nonsense.
So it's the championship nonsense as well. It shouldn't be playoffs. It should be the third team that qualify and that's it.
Well, that's slightly different.
Why?
Because the top two, one, they have a champion.
Right.
And two, they have an automatic for the second.
Yeah, but you finished third, then you're the third best team and deserve
It's a diluted version of it.
Right.
Right. It's a diluted version of it to give all these other teams a chance. You have to have a title winner, right? Surely. Otherwise, it just becomes a nonsense. And I think it's a nonsense.
Right. Should we get on with it?
So, I'll go on Football Americas tomorrow.
There you go. Oh.
What about the Champions League? What about the Champions League? So you finished third in your own league and you win the Champions League. Is that fair?
No.
Because you didn't win your domestic championship.
But but my point is, it's just all about money.
Oh, well, there we go.
That's what it is. The UEFA Champions League's about money. The playoffs are about money.
Speaking of
the
money.
Championship
Speaking of money, right, let's
money.
get on with it.
I wish they hadn't opened this can of worms now.
Craig, who has been the better transfer, Grealish or Lukaku?
Grealish. Because he's still getting game time. He hasn't caused a stir during the season. And he's likely to be at Manchester City next year to have another shot at being better than he has been this year.
Right.
I don't think Lukaku, one, he's been off the radar pretty much since Christmas. Two
goals yesterday.
Two, he scored, season's done. Two, he caused the foray that around Christmas with the interview. And three, he'll probably be gone. So I'll Grealish.
Shaka, what was the best advice you received from your more experienced teammates?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Catch the ball. For God's sake.
Yes, I was always a winner.
Retire.
Get off your line for once in your life.
I'll leave this to Frank and Craig. I'm not sure I can add to that stealing advice that they just gave. I don't know. That's a good one from a more experienced teammate.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
Frank?
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I was more talking than listening.
Yes.
Craig knows everything
one, Dan.
about that, so I don't know.
I thought of one, Dan.
Go on, Shaq.
Phil Parkinson, early in my Reading career, said, always enjoy and celebrate road victories.
Oh.
They are the best things in football when you win away from home.
Oh, there you go.
And I held that dear.
Oh, beautiful.
The old saying goes, you'll be a great footballer one day, son, just not at this club.
Frank, did you impart any advice to the youngsters?
I say to John Terry when I left, I think it's your turn, my man. You know, show to the world what you're worth. Well, I don't know if it was an advice. I think it was just what I was feeling and what the world was supposed to see on John Terry. So it's what I said to him when I left Chelsea. Yeah.
So John Terry's success is all down to you, Frank. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
And all the money that he earned, he had to give it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very important for experienced players to talk to the youngsters.
Yeah?
Yeah, seriously. It is.
So I remember you said you talked like nervous players, like Scottish Cat. I remember you telling me.
Oh yeah, Gary Naismith, who left back, played for Hearts and Everton, made his debut for Scotland in Dublin. And it was only a friendly at the end of the season. And most of us were sort of larking around a little bit, not taking it that seriously. And I remember, excuse me, coming in from the warm-up and thinking, my God, it's a big deal for this lad. And he was sat in the corner, and he was a good player. He was sat in the corner, and I could see he was dead nervous. So I went over and sat down with him for a minute or two just before we went out and just talked to him. And he said to me, I'm really nervous.
Right.
I'm making my debut, I'm really nervous. So I said, just do what you do for your club, blah, blah, blah. We'll help you out. Don't worry, keep it simple. Don't try anything early on that's too fancy.
Yeah.
Just do the basics and work your way into the game. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Keep it simple is what you always tell me as well.
I talked to Craig. Craig, if you can allow me, I saw Paul Pogba's brother like a month ago, and he's also a football player. And I said to him, keep on playing, because sometimes we want to give up our careers because we're fed up, because we play too long. And after, when you retire, after a while, maybe 10 years after, you say, well, maybe I should have played 2 more years, because the job that we were involved in is maybe the best job in the world. So my advice to players is say, keep on playing until you enjoy it, and don't stop too early, because it's a fantastic game that we are involved in.
Beautiful words.
I've seen a player been so nervous before a game. It was a big game, I have to say, an international game, the playoff between Scotland and England.
Playoffs.
The Euro 2000 playoff, nothing to do with Mexico. This was genuine. And I saw a player on the bus. I've told you the story, haven't I? I saw a player on the bus. Well, we all saw him on the way from the hotel to Hampden, because the magnitude of the game was in the bathroom in the bus, just throwing up.
Yep.
Just thinking, he was just thinking about what was going to happen and the pressure. He pulled himself together and played quite well, but I mean, it was making him ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice thought.
That's what, people, don't see that side of things.
No,
come and see it if you want.
I don't think anyone wants to see that side of things.
Oh, there you go.
For Frank, should Varane still start for France in the World Cup, given the plethora of options they have?
Well, there is, I think in an international football career, you have your life with the club and what you do with the national team. And so far, there is no complaints whatsoever with Varane's performances with the national team. So I think Deschamps considers Varane as one of the leaders of the defense. And you could complain about Kimpembe as well, and we saw today giving a penalty, not qualifying with Paris Saint-Germain against Real Madrid as well. So, you can judge every players, what they do with their clubs, but overall, Deschamps has a club mind spirit for France national team, and knows that he can count on Varane with his performances with the national team.
Presumably French fans won't boo Raphael Varane like the English fans booed Harry Maguire.
No. No, I don't think so.
I know people will say there's a few Man United fans in there.
No.
Man United fans don't support England, spare me. And this is going back to Frank's point, is that we can all judge Harry Maguire and say he's not done this, he's not done that. But like Varane has done a great job for Didier Deschamps, Harry Maguire has actually done a good job for England as a generalisation for Gareth Southgate. Now, the club stuff is a completely different kettle of fish, but that's what managers a lot of times pick players on, not just who's playing the best, but listen, who's going to save my bacon and keep me in a job and get me to a World Cup and give me success. So, yeah, but it's not ideal, I think, as a player when you're not playing well, going back into that pressurised scenario. But a manager sometimes trusts you and says, OK, forget about what's happening at your club. You're actually playing here with better players, and that'll bring the best out of you.
Craig, what matchup in Madrid-Liverpool are interesting? Van Dijk, Benzema, Vinicius Junior, Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many. You know, I think Thiago, who'll play, you know, what will he go and try and put Casemiro to pressurise him?
Right.
But that's taking him away from protecting the back line. I was saying to you on the main show earlier, on the regular show, I think Valverde will play because of Robertson, because he gives him that hard work as well as the industry that he's got. And yeah, I think how the back four of Madrid will handle that front three, and Luis Diaz in particular, Mane and Salah and that movement. I think there's so many. I'm neutral in terms of who I wanted to get to the final, but I think in somewhat we've seen Liverpool and City go head to head and tussle. I just think it's going to be fresh to see this brilliant Liverpool side against this Real Madrid side, who I wouldn't call brilliant, but I would call capable of brilliance in given moments.
Frank, we know that you hate Real Madrid as well, so you'll definitely not be neutral.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, you've made it very clear that you don't like them.
No, I never said that I disliked them, because that's completely untrue. I think they're not in the level everybody put them. I think in terms of spirit, they're absolutely fantastic. In terms of the way they play, I don't know how possible they could be in the Champions League final. And everybody saw them playing against Paris Saint-Germain, against Chelsea, and even against Manchester City. Could say the same, you know, but in terms of spirit, they never give up, so it's why I think they can win the Champions League. But if I may say, and interfere in Craig's analysis about all the big games and match between the players, I think Klopp will have to make up something about Trent Alexander-Arnold. He can't live 1-against-1 with Vinicius Junior. So I think he's going to make up something, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare for Trent Alexander-Arnold if he has to defend against Vinicius.
I think what we might see is Henderson playing, and I mean, making this up really, because I don't know.
It's nothing new.
But we might see somebody like Henderson playing on the right-hand side, to Frank's point, and having an eye on whenever the play's building up, he's over there.
Right.
And he can't be there all the time if they switch to play quickly, or Liverpool are attacking and they counter quickly. But if the play's a little bit slower, I think you'll see somebody like a Henderson shifting over there to try and protect, because Mo Salah will work back, but he won't double up all the way.
Right.
He likes to keep himself in a reasonably high line. But I think it is an intriguing contest for sure.
Meanwhile, Shaq,
You'll have your Real Madrid hat on, I'm sure.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
Oh, you're admitting it now?
What do you mean?
Yeah, but he hates Liverpool. Dan, why do you hate Liverpool so much?
I don't hate Liverpool, Frank. Unlike you, I haven't gone on the record many times saying that Real Madrid are lucky, don't deserve to be in the final, they're horrible to watch. We've heard you say these things time and time again on the show.
Can somebody go to Shaka's house and check that nobody stitched his mouth?
Why, what's wrong?
He hasn't spoken for about...
Well, he hasn't been addressed, has he?
Shaq,
It's all right.
are you okay?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just listening to you and Frank. And Dan.
No, we know that's not true.
I'm good.
Our producer says you have big Mother's Day plans, Shaq.
I have Mother's Day plans. Yes, Dan.
Oh, what's going on?
It's a bit late.
No, you're not a mother, so you won't know.
No, yes, but you know, because you've organised it. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, well, you won't know. Those plans are mine to make.
Oh,
that's all.
Is it a surprise? Wow.
We'll go with that.
I tell you what, if it was,
She can't hear me, Shaq, because I'm in your ears, and I very much doubt she's watching.
No, it's okay.
Oh.
Can't be that
Carry
big.
on.
It can't be that big a deal. You've not even had a shave.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. Maybe the beard is the surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Big surprise.
That's a surprise.
What is it? It's a 2-day growth.
Okay, all right. Let's rattle through the rest of them, Shaq.
Yeah, he wants to go.
What time's the booking?
That's
What?
Oh, Captain. Arsenal. Have they surprised you, Shaq? What did you predict at the start of the season? Shaq won't remember this.
I don't remember what I predicted,
Yeah.
but they have surprised me.
Oh.
Especially given how they started the season. And then a few weeks ago, I was caning them. And all of a sudden, they've responded in a way that, yes, to the question, is surprising.
Apparently, you predicted they'd finish in the top 4 at the start of the season, Shaq.
Well, there you go. Perfect. So, no, there's no surprise at all.
Do you think Ten Hag...
We need to get
Doesn't even remember.
It's not when there's no games or anything and we're struggling. We should get all the predictions back up, just for a laugh.
Really? Okay.
No, but I mean like at the end of the season.
All right, we can do that.
I wasn't asking you. I was saying it out loud.
Wait, that would be nice, yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Because I do know there's one person. I mean, I've not got them anywhere near right at all.
Okay.
But there was one person. I'm not going to name them.
Right.
He's such a nice chap. He had the most ridiculous, outlandish prediction.
Did it involve Manchester United?
Yes.
Who was that?
No, don't throw anybody under a bus.
Well, you've just brought it up for that reason, surely.
No, say it, Craig. Who say that?
No,
Who say that?
No, I can't.
Who
I
say
won't.
that?
No, it was none of us.
There you go.
You want to know?
Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. It's between
I'd
us.
Arsenal to finish
How do you
fifth.
remember?
Remember like an elephant. I'd Arsenal to finish fifth.
Right.
And you ridiculed me at the start of the season, about 2 months in,
Why did I ridicule you?
because they were about third bottom of the league.
Right, that's
and I
what
said
made
to
me
you, trust in Arteta, patience.
You did not
No,
say
no, I
that.
didn't.
You said jury's still out. You know what's going
God.
on.
That wasn't actually my answer. My answer was I was so bored, I just put Arsenal down.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Craig, do you think Ten Hag will get frustrated by the pressure he will face next year and the need of rapid success United fans want?
No. Well, I don't know how frustrated he'll get, but if any of the recent stories are true, or some of the headlines in the papers, have you seen them about the players that they were trying to buy?
No.
And the board said no. Diaz,
Right.
Vlahovic,
Okay.
going to Juventus.
Yes.
Allegedly, and I saw our colleague Mark Ogden tweeting an article that the board decided to go for Victor Lindelof, wait for it, over Virgil van Dijk.
Right.
I mean, how much of that is true when other clubs are going for them? I don't know. But clearly, I'm seeing a pattern here with some of the recent managers, and I don't know about Solskjaer or not, but certainly from Mourinho onwards, is that I'm kind of seeing that they're telling United about certain players, and certain people at United are trying to push for other players.
Sure.
A big discord here, and managers are not really getting the players that they wanted. So if that's the case, and I hope it's not, because they're in deep doo-doo, if that's going to still happen, then Ten Hag will get frustrated.
Final
wait,
question. We talked about this on the show. You said Leeds are going to go down. Shaka said Burnley. Frank, we didn't hear from you. Who's going to get relegated?
Well, it's I don't know how Chelsea's going to cop next game against Leeds, but if Chelsea wants to seriously finish the season and properly finish the season, I think it's going to be hard for Leeds. So I will go for Leeds.
Yeah, but Chelsea got the FA Cup final, Frank.
Yeah, but you still have to be professional, you know. You have to do the job, you know. And it's not. I'm very embarrassed and about the way they play in the Premier League. You know, losing against Arsenal, you know, losing against Everton, drawing again against Wolverhampton. I mean, you have to do the job. It's not because you have an FA Cup final that you can't win a game, and that's quite embarrassing for me. And it's why if they play properly. And normally at their level, they can finish Leeds and put them into relegation.
There we go. That is it.
You don't want to go into an FA Cup final as a team that were supposed to be, fighting for the title at the start of the season, getting beaten by a team that are effectively third bottom.
Right.
In the game, is it at Ellen Road?
Don't know.
Not sure. Anyway, move on. So I think it's big trouble for Leeds.
Okay, that is it.
Shaka's need to go.
We're done. Shaka, have a
needs
good
to go.
night. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Have a great night,
appreciate
Shaq,
your
at Dunkin'
good wishes.
Donuts.
That's what our producer got his wife
For Christmas.
for Mother's Day.
A voucher.
Voucher for Dunkin' Donuts, $15.
That does not surprise me.
Lucky
That
me.
much?
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.